Hi guys, happy Friday. How are ya? I don't know about you guys, but starting to get a little crazy. No. I'm doing good, right? There are just some things that I am missing. And I don't know how you guys are feeling, but like I miss pizza. I miss pizza, I miss donuts, and I don't eat a lot of either one of those things, but like, you know how like you want something more when you can't have it? That's how I'm feeling right now. I mean, I could technically have pizza, I guess. I could make my own pizza. Well, somebody in the house could make pizza because I can't cook anything. But we've not been eating from out and I am missing it so much. So we usually have pizza like once a week. I haven't had pizza in like 3 weeks. It feels like it's been a year and I'm like, oh, pizza. Donuts, we never get donuts, but for some reason, because I can't have like a fresh Krispy Kreme donut, I'm like wanting one so bad. It's really funny. We did actually make some donut holes, just the round doughy balls. We made them out of Bisquick and they just did not turn out. It was just like a wad of pancake batter. It was not good. Definitely did not it didn't fill my need for a donut. So what are you guys doing at home? How are you feeling? Right? Tina says she's been jonesing for donuts. See, I'm not the only one. I know that you can eat from out, but we're just really trying not to. And I'm being really, really careful because I have kids. I mean, I know that kids are not, on the front lines of this whole situation, but you never know, right? The information is always changing. And so I'm being really careful about, not for eating from out and from cleaning all the packages that are coming in, because I do have packages. Like there's like an endless supply of packages that are always coming through to my house, and so I'm being really careful to clean all of those and whatnot. But yeah, I'm missing pizza real bad. And it doesn't help that I cannot cook. Like, I can boil some water for you, I will make you a bowl of cereal, but that's about the extent of my cooking capability. So Julie says Cheetos all day. Yes, right? Oh, Tina, you're so lucky. She said she did order pizza yesterday. Not a lot of the virus in her area. That's good. That's good. Eat some pizza for me. Because we do not have pizza in our area right now. All right, so you guys, a lot of just fun things going on. Like, we're trying to keep everybody happy and smiling, and so I'm chatting about pizza and donuts, and we are going to make some jewelry today, but just another fun little something to kind of pass the time. If you guys have been following along on the Sarah Ellis Designs page, or if you're friends with me on Facebook, just a funny non-jewelry related thing is show me what's on your feet. I know this is so weird, and you guys, some of you thought I was joking at first, but I am so serious about this. So every day I'm posting a picture of what's on my feet. It doesn't have to be socks, it can be shoes, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. But so the challenge is post a picture of what's on your feet, right? And if you want to see what's on somebody else's feet, tag them, ask them what's on their feet, and they have to post a picture. So it's day 2. It's technically day 3 because it's a whole thing, but day 2 is today. And I have peaches on my feet today, so my socks are peaches. So if you're interested in just playing along, just a little something, right, to make you smile and just to take your mind off of everything else for just a second, right? It's the little funny things that are going on. Yesterday, people posted pictures of socks all day long, and it was fabulous. It made me so happy. So if you want to play along, post what's on your feet. Pass it along. All right, so it's takeout margarita day, says Wanda. I am all over that. When does that start? Is there like a time for that? Let's do that now. All right, so let's see what's going on before we get down to the project. So Sarah is making chocolate chip cookies. I'm on my way. I'll have to walk. It's probably gonna take me a minute. I'm on my way. Joan is here. Hey Joan. Hey Stacia. So Sarah says Jesse James Beads is releasing shipping new quarantine bead kits next week. Yes, awesome. So speaking of Jesse James Beads, You guys, perfect segue. So Jesse James Beads right now, there are tons of really great deals going on, but right now is buy two, get one free on bead bundles, and the coupon code for that is home bundles. Okay, that is an excellent deal, so take advantage of that. We're actually using some beads today from the Destination Hawaii collection. You guys may remember those. They were some of my absolute favorites, and one of the bundles that's available under the bead bundles is this bundle. It is Sunset Beach Oahu Bead Bundle, and it comes with the Design Elements mix, which is what we're going to be using some of the beads from the Design Elements mix, but then you can also, because it's a bundle, you're going to get the strand too. And I got to tell you, this strand, look at the heart bead that is on this guy. Wowza, right? So if there are bead bundles that maybe you haven't thought about in a while, that you forgot about, like some of the Destination Hawaii stuff, those bundles are on the site. So go over, take advantage, buy two, get one free. You cannot beat that. And whoops, sorry guys. Check out, sorry, my window is stuck open, so you guys can literally hear everything that's happening, and the trash guy is coming through, so I apologize. But what was I even saying? Take advantage of the buy two, get one free on the bead bundles, because there are so many different bundles that are available. So there are still some Pantone bundles. There are the Destination Hawaii bundles. There are some Dakota Stones bundles. There are bundles that are Swarovski. I'm just kind of scrolling through here. And then there are tool bundles as well. So it's not just beads, right? And wire. There's some wire wrapping kits. There's just like all kinds of good stuff. So grab it up now, right? Because I have a feeling that they're going to be gone pretty quickly. You can still get the entire Pantone collection as a bundle. That's just amazing to me. So I know that there will be new Pantone coming, right? That's coming. So if you still haven't gotten all of the Pantone, grab them now. Perfect opportunity to do that. Okay, so today's necklace is very beach inspired, because I know some of you are at home and you're thinking about, okay, well, what's going to happen with my vacation, right? If you've already planned a vacation, you're kind of wondering, it's up in the air. Some of you have not planned a vacation and you're just daydreaming about the beach. This is going to be a necklace that is going to kind of put you in the beachy mood, right? Turn on the ceiling fan, put on some put on some beachy music, right? Watch some Hawaii Five-0. I don't know, you guys. I'm just trying to stay happy and keep it upbeat, because I know a lot of you guys are going stir crazy at home. So, you know, put on some Jimmy Buffett. All right, let's get down to it. Yeah, let's do this. All right, I keep feeling like I'm forgetting to tell you guys something, but I don't think I am. I think I got everything covered. All right, let me adjust you just a little bit. Okay, let's get to it, shall we? So this is the strand that I was talking about that is available in that beautiful Sunset Beach Oahu bundle. So this amazing strand, and then all of the beads that come with that as well, and the little design elements. So it's a 2-tier pack, but mine have obviously been used, and I rounded them all back up again so that I could show them to you. So these are the ones that we are not using, and then I'll show you the ones that we are using, because there's just some really beautiful things that are in here. There are 2 of these, which are going to make really awesome earrings, right, or charms for bracelets. Mimi says, our beaches are closed, so no beaching here, right? I know a lot of people are feeling that way, but this is gonna, you know, hopefully this will take care of that beach want that everybody has. Now, if I could just find a way to do the same thing for pizza and donuts, I'd be in good shape. I need to make some donut and pizza inspired jewelry, right? So this color, the whole color palette here, this is one of my absolute favorites. Let me just show you how serious I am about that. So if you've ever wondered, then I'm sure you probably haven't. It's not necessarily something you think about. Hey, what's Sarah's favorite color? It's not necessarily this is my favorite color, but this whole like orange, peach, coral kind of colorway is one of my absolute favorite colors of beads to work with, so much so that I hoard them. Look at this. When I find things that have this color in them, I can't help myself. I am so in love with this color, and this is the only color that I actually do this with, right? Where I just kind of, look at that Swarovski. I can't help it. There's something about this color that just really gets me excited about jewelry. So, of course, I picked this mix to play with for today. And look, see that heart? It's just the perfect, I don't know, there's just something about that color that makes me very, very happy. Okay, so this would be the bead bundle, but we are missing a couple beads. I'm going to pull those out, right, and show ya which ones we're using. So I pulled out some really, really pretty, look at those. And they're like this really fun little flat squatty kind of rondelle. I'm really in love with that shape. I think that's great. Love that. Then there were these guys that are just this really kind of interesting color. It's not quite purple. It's not quite rose. I don't know what you would call this color, but it's fabulous. So we're going to use some of those. And then there are some teardrop beads in that same kind of peachy, lovely color. So we're going to use one of those. There's not a whole lot of beads to this necklace, but I figure that's okay, right? So there are some freshwater pearl pieces in this real dark. Love these. This just, I don't know, to me, this screams the tropics. So well done, Jesse James Beads team, for putting these in there, because it really, to me, just kind of rounds out the whole mix. And then these tiny little guys, we're going to use these in our flowers. I know those are really, really hard to see. These really tiny, they're gray, faceted. I'll show you. You'll see what we're going to do with those guys. They were the perfect little addition. And then from my own stash, I have, oh, Danielle says, what's the mix? It is Sunset Beach, Oahu. So from my own stash, I have a bunch of these acrylic flowers, and some of you probably have these in your own stash, and maybe you never use them because you don't really know what to do with them. And the reason that I say that is actually because I get asked about these a lot. More than once, actually, I have been asked to do a project using these flower beads to make earrings. I'm going to show you some earrings that I have made in the past, and then we're going to take that earring concept and we're going to use it as a pendant for the necklace. Okay, so there are the two little acrylic flowers that we're going to use. We're actually going to stack those together. So let me show you the earrings that people ask about on a regular basis. Okay, and I'm sure you've probably seen these on Pinterest or on Etsy. So these are just some of the ways that you can use those acrylic flowers. I really, really love these beads, and you can get them relatively inexpensive. Like you can get a whole bunch of them, but I feel like people get them and then they're like, okay, now what? What do I do with them? Because they're not shaped like a regular bead, right? It's shaped like a flower, and when you're trying to incorporate it into your jewelry, it might be kind of frustrating, right? Not really knowing how to incorporate these. So I thought I would show you. I made these a long time ago. Still some of my favorites, and very, very tropical, right? Those colors. And then I have a black pair for the fall, which actually I need to polish the silver up on this guy. But I wear these in the fall and winter time. So just to give you kind of an idea of what it is that you do with these. So what most people do with them is just what I've done here, where we make the stack, and then you add some bead caps, and then usually some sort of shiny crystal bit either on the top or in the bottom or both. So we're going to kind of do that exact same thing with our necklace. So instead of making earrings out of it, we're going to use it as a pendant and kind of put it all together, right? And make a fun, this is a pretty easy necklace to put together, you guys. This is not a really hard project, but I figure we really need more instant gratification jewelry right now. So the necklace itself is just going to be some simple loops, right? These two beads on either side. We're going to use some chain for the length. And then we are going to build our little pendant out of all of these wonderful little beads here. Okay, so just so you've got an idea of where we're going. So I'm going to put these to the side and we're going to build the pendant portion first. Okay, this is the part that I get asked about the most, and that's how to make the little beads on the bottom hang. So what you're going to need is, let's see here, hold on. You're going to need some head pins and some eye pins, okay? And I'm just going to pull out a few here. So we need 3 head pins. I'm using antique brass color for this. You can use whatever you want, right? It's totally up to you. You're going to need 1 eye pin and 3 head pins for the bottom part of our pendant, okay? So the first thing I like to do is create the little long section here, these little guys, the little dangle portions of our flower. That's what we're going to create first, okay? So to do that, we're just going to thread our tiny little gray beads onto head pins, and I like to do all 3 at once. Okay, now these are going to hang from 1 single eye pin, okay? So keep that in mind, because usually a standard eye pin is only going to be able to hold maybe 3 or 4 of these, right? If any more, and you're going to have to add a jump ring to this to, you know, to have more hanging there. So 3 is probably going to be your best bet. You don't want to get it too crowded. So I want these to all be in different lengths. And so I like to kind of keep one on the short side. So to do that, I'm just going to kind of pick how far I want the dangle to be. Okay, so I've come in with my chain nose pliers, and that's where I'm going to make the bend in the wire. So see, there's room for this guy to slide around. That's fine. Okay, and I'm just going to bend that wire just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with my cutter tool. You guys, excuse my fingernails. I know they look really bad. I'm just now like getting a look at them. I'm so sorry. Okay, so now we're just going to make a simple loop with this. We're not going to do a wrapped loop, so I'm going to cut off some of the wire. I'm leaving myself 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch with the wire left. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that off, and that's what we have. Now I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. I'm going to grab the tail end of that wire, and I'm going to roll back. Whoops! I'm going to roll back towards myself to create a loop at the top. Okay, so essentially this is what we've got. That's the first little dangle. This is going to be the shortest one, so the next 2 I want them to be a little bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to lay this one down right here so that I can see it. I can refer back to it. Okay, so the next one, I want it to be a little bit longer than this one, right? And so I'm going to come up just a little bit, and that's where I'm going to make my bend with my chain nose pliers. Okay, same thing. I'm going to come in, trim that off, and use your round nose pliers, grab that wire, roll back towards yourself, close that loop up. And that one is not pretty, right? That one's not perfect. Totally okay, because you're really not going to see this. All I really care about is that it's closed. I don't care if it's a perfect loop or not, okay? So there are 2, and you can see when they're laying together how they're gonna, how the tier is gonna look, and you can make and put it on this side, or you can mix them up, whatever you want to do, right? But you just want to be sure that they're all 3 different lengths. So I want this one to be the longest one. I'm just going to lay down, kind of measure, just kind of eyeballing it. There's no real actual measurements to this. Okay, bend, and then I'm going to come in and trim off and use the round nose pliers to roll back. Okay, all right, so now I have 3. That one's a little long, actually, a little bit longer than I wanted. Let's take this one off. Let's redo it. This one was just a little bit longer than I expected it to be. I'm kind of overestimated there. Okay, one more time. Oops, chain nose pliers. All right. I don't want it to be too long. Right about there. I think that'll be good. It'll be pretty close to the other. It's still going to be pretty long. That's okay. That's okay. I think I started with the short one. It probably needed to be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. It's still going to look really good. And you can always come back in and play with it a little bit more. All right, so there's the loop. So now what we want to do is we want to take our eye pin and we're going to load this guy up before we even thread anything else onto it. So I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm just going to open laterally, not pulling apart, but kind of walking it open. And I'm going to thread on all of my little dangles. Okay. And see how 3 or 4 is pretty much the maximum here. If you want more dangles than that, you definitely are going to have to add a jump ring because there's just not enough room in that opening there. All right, so there are the little centers for our flower. And if I don't like the way that that looks at the end, I can always come back in and change these out if I want to. The only thing is that it's a little bit more difficult to get in. Like you have to get in there with your pliers because this is going to be way up on the inside of the flowers. Okay, so now we're going to thread on the bottom flower, which is just a small flower. Okay, that's going to kind of help to hide our loops. So that's why it doesn't really matter if your loops are not super pretty, right? Because they're going to be tucked up inside the flower. And then we are going to thread on a bigger flower, and that's just going to give it a little bit more dimension, right? You've got the 2 colors in there. You can mix them and match them, and these come in all different sizes. They also come in a lot of different shapes as well, so you can really kind of change the look just by changing the acrylic flower beads. Okay, so I like to stack my bead caps. I feel like that makes these even more fun than just putting a bead on the top. I like to kind of dress them up a little bit with some extra metal to them. So I'm going to thread on a bead cap, right? And a little daisy spacer. And then another bead cap, and this time it's going the opposite direction because I'm going to thread on this teardrop shaped bead and it's going to fit right down into that bead cap. You can layer this up however you want to. You don't have to layer things exactly the way that I did. You don't have to use the bead caps. You can totally do whatever you want to with this. I just kind of liked the way that the whole little thing looked. Looks very much like some sort of exotic flower that you would find, right? Okay, so at the top of this one, you can either do just a regular, you know, a simple loop by bending and doing just like we did with these guys down here, or you can do a wrapped loop. I'm going to do a wrapped loop. So I'm going to bend the wire over the top of my chain nose pliers. And I don't have a lot to work with here, so this is going to be a tight little wrap around. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. We're going to be cutting it kind of close. All right, so in with the round nose pliers. I'm going to go up and over. Okay, roll the pliers out of the way. Go ahead and bring that wire on around. So you can see I've got my tail here is really, really short. So I'm going to try to get it around 3 times, but it's going to be a tight, not necessarily it's going to be tight. It's going to be hard to get that tiny little tail all the way around, but I did it earlier, so hopefully be able to do it again. If not, that's okay. That's why I always like to have extra wire, not enough, because you end up in this little situation that we're in. I'm trying to wrap around with, all right. I can't quite get that all the way around, you guys, so I'm just going to trim that off. All right, So two wraps is all we got at the top of that. Totally fine. I just did not have enough tail to make it 3 times around. All right, so the bottom part of our pendant is ready to go. Just gonna sit it right here. And now we're gonna layer up these beautiful pieces of pearl. And we're gonna put these on an eye pin. Okay, so we're just gonna attach that eye pin directly to the wrapped loop we just made. But first we want to thread on these really beautiful pieces of pearl. And I want these to stack up, right? There is gonna be some movement in this, which I really like. Right, so because they're irregular shaped, because they're natural, of course, they're not gonna line up nice and flat. They're not gonna stack like, you know, a Lincoln log, but they're gonna, showing my age there, but they're gonna kind of spin around, which I like. I'm a fan, okay? So, same thing, we're gonna come in, we're gonna do a wrapped loop on the top of this guy. Just gonna bend that wire. They even make Lincoln logs anymore? I loved those. I had Lincoln logs and an erector set when I was a kid, and I thought they were fantastic. I loved them more than I loved my Legos. All right, I was kind of a tomboy, I guess, now that I think about it. All right, so I'm gonna roll that around. And because the beads are kind of a regular shape, you do have to kind of go with the flow with the beads, right? All right, and again, we're gonna wrap around. Part of the issue that I'm having, you guys, is these eye pins and head pins that I'm using, they're really, really stiff. I don't know where they came from. They're not Beadalon, because I know that the Beadalon ones are not nearly as stiff. These were just really having a hard time moving that wire around. Like they don't have much give at all. All right. About to give up on this guy here. Oh, I know what I'll do. So if you've got one that just doesn't want to cooperate, I'm going to hold on to the loop, and then I'll come in with another pair of pliers. Instead of holding it on the round nose pliers, just so I've got a little bit more leverage here. But yeah, this guy does not want to cooperate. Very, very stiff. There we go, I got it. Okay, so you can see I've got that tiny, tiny little tail there. I'm gonna come in and trim that off. All right, so now we have this really beautiful stack. I'm so in love with that. I don't know, there's just something about it that's just, I don't know. I was really inspired with this necklace from the get-go. I really thought that it turned out beautifully. Okay, so I'm gonna open up this one here, and just gonna roll it open. Well, not really roll it, you know what I mean. I'm gonna laterally open it and then thread on the loop here, close that back, okay? And now the pendant portion of our necklace is done, and we are ready to add the rest of our necklace to this. Now, laying down flat, you don't really see how awesome it's gonna be, but when we put this all together for the necklace, this is gonna hang really beautifully. It makes a really awesome statement. I don't know, there's just something about the mix of the pearl pieces and then the glass beads and the acrylic flower. I don't know, even though the colors are kind of mismatched, you know, because we've got the colors that came from the design elements, they went together perfectly, right? This beautiful pearl color goes perfectly with this orange, but then the acrylic beads that I picked for this are brown and orange, which originally kind of on their own don't look so good, but when you pull it all together, I think it really, really works well. And then we've got this dark kind of gray bead on the bottom that is pulling from the top here. So it's really bringing the whole color scheme together, which I think is really, really good. If I'd had picked out different beads, I don't think this would have worked nearly as well. Okay. So for the upper portion of our necklace, I'm going to set this to the side. All we're going to do is we are just going to create some little chain with simple loops, right, out of our beads. So we're just going to use eye pins for all of these. I'm going to go ahead and thread them all on eye pins so that they are all ready to go. And then we're just going to add some antique brass chain, and we will have a really fun necklace here. All right. So this part, we're just going to try to keep it simple, right? Okay. Now I get to fight with these really, really stiff eye pins that I'm using. Okay, so all we want to do, right? Jane says it looks like the brown one is glowing from the inside. I know. I don't know what it is, but they're just so fabulous. Really, really a beautiful mix. All right, so we need to bend this fickle wire here. Just need to bend it as best as you can. Okay, so we're not making a wrapped loop, so I'm just making that bend just right over the top. Okay, I come in with my chain nose pliers and cut off, give myself enough wire to come in with my round nose pliers and roll back for just a simple loop. Okay, no wrapped loops on these guys. All right, so we've got simple loops on either side. We're going to repeat that with all of the rest of the beads that we've got sitting out here. Just bend that wire. So a lot of times people will, when you're just making a simple loop, they'll just bend the wire with their fingers, right, instead of using the pliers. But I'm telling you, these are so strong. It's just not possible just to bend that wire over with my fingers. So that's why I'm kind of squeezing, doing that squeezing motion with my pliers here. All right, grabbing with the round nose pliers, rolling backwards to create a loop. Okay. These are just way too strong to just bend. All right. So I'm just going to grab it with my chain nose pliers, and then you'll notice the motion that I'm making. I'm holding the bead and then opening and closing those chain nose pliers to bend that wire down. Okay. Coming in, I'm going to trim that off. And roll, actually, that's a little long. Okay. Oh, that was not a good looking loop, but that's okay. Really struggling with these eye pins. All right, keep going. So when we get all of the loops together, we're going to connect all of these with some jump rings. Okay, you can attach these directly to each other if you want to. I just added the jump rings in to add a little bit more length to our little beaded chain sections, but you can skip that part. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. Okay. So just gonna mention again as I'm creating these loops here, for those of you who came in a little late. So all of the bead bundles on the Jessie James Beads website are buy two get one free, and that is a phenomenal deal. So the beads that we're using for today, these are Sunset Beach Oahu, is a bundle. So it's the design elements that you see here and the strand. It's just one of the many bead bundles that's available over on the website. So definitely take advantage of that sale. It's a good one, and there are a ton of bundles that are available. Really, really good stuff. I love a bundle, right? It's more is always better. Especially when it comes to beads or pizza or donuts. You guys, I'm really missing donuts and pizza, can you tell? All right, so we have the wrapped, or not wrapped loops, but we have simple loops on all of those. And now we are just going to connect them all together with some jump rings. So I've got some 6mm antique brass jump rings to put in between all of these. And then one that he looks like he's about a 7mm. I don't know, he's just a step up from these guys. This is going to be the jump ring that is going to hold our pendant portion and where our two sides are going to connect. So I'm going to wait to open him until the very end and we'll connect everything together. In the meantime, let's use some of the other jump rings to connect all of our little beads here. So grabbing the jump rings with 2 pairs of pliers and walking them open. Don't ever pull them apart, okay? Right on one of your beads, one of the other beads. Close that back. With the same motion, just going the opposite direction, okay? Same thing, opening, threading on, okay? And now these need jump rings on both ends. Let's see. My chain. Okay, yeah. Let's just check in, see what we've got going on here. Jen says, making her really hungry for pizza. I know, I'm craving pizza so bad. I don't know what it is. It's just like, I really, really want some pizza. But I'm telling you, I think that it is just because you want what you cannot have. And I mean, I could order a pizza and have it delivered, but I would have to wipe down the whole box and, you know, it's just a whole thing. And so I'm just like, well, I'll just wait until, I'll wait until it's okay, right? And honestly, I don't even know. Well, I think our pizza places are still delivering, but I don't think they're all open. I just miss it. Just really miss it. Okay. So the one end has jump rings on it, the other end does not, and that's because I'm going to connect these just directly to this guy, right? Oh, yum. Robin says she had homemade pizza. I could do homemade pizza, I guess. It's just never as good. I'm really particular about my pizza. I just can't make it taste as good as it does coming from my favorite pizza place. I like New York style pizza, those great big huge thin pieces that are just greasy deliciousness. Yeah, that's my kind of pizza. I can't seem to manage that. Okay. Opening the large jump ring, we're going to thread on our pendant section down here on the bottom, and then I'm going to thread on one end of our beads over here, and then I'm going to thread on the other end of our beads on the other side. Then I'm going to close this back. Okay, so now we have our little V shape for the center of our necklace, and we are going to just add 2 pieces of chain. So I've got, I've got 2 7.5-inch pieces of small chain. You guys, if you want really small chain over on Jessie James Beads, there is some really tiny, awesome chain. Well, there's some really amazing big chain as well. But if you need chain while you're shopping on those bundles, definitely check out the chain that's over on the website. Oh, I've got this one tied into a knot here. Undo this. Looks like I'm gonna need the pliers for this. My goodness. Okay. Really? I might just have to cut a new piece of chain. Oh, no, I got it. There we go. Okay. So, just going to open these jump rings. I should not have closed these. I did not realize that my chain did not already have jump rings on the ends. Sometimes I do that. I'm just going to thread that on, close it back. Okay. Same thing on the other side. And then we will be done because I already have a clasp and jump rings on the other ends of these chain pieces. So 7.5 inches is the section. That's how long of the chain that I'm using. But if you wanted a really long necklace, you definitely could make that even longer. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys are making me so hungry. Linguine with clam sauce. That sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, I wish that I could cook. I just cannot. I'm not good. Those genes skipped me in my family, because my family is all Southern women, and man, they can cook, but I didn't get any of that. I did not get those traits. All right, so I'm going to flip you guys around. I'm going to put this on a neck so you can see it. Okay. Hi. Up close and personal. And I wanted to show you guys my necklace. So, probably like, why? I made this just for myself. So I've been, right, Julie says you can't be good at everything. I know, but what a bummer, because I love to eat. I wish I was as good at cooking as I am at eating, because I love to eat. Oh, there's a package here. Did you hear the doorbell? So I put this together just for myself. So I was really inspired. Like I said, I have just been in a really creative mood this past week. I don't know what it is, because you would think that I've seen some of you out there saying, I'm getting bored. I've made so much jewelry now. I'm tired of it. And I'm having like the opposite problem. I all of a sudden just really am feeling very, very creative. Here's our necklace. Isn't it pretty? I love it. I think it came together very, very well. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm having the opposite problem. So I'm making jewelry like crazy. I've made 3 necklaces. I'll show you the other ones, just in case you need some extra inspiration. But I think this turned out beautifully. I really, really love it. I love those acrylic flowers on there, and the mixture of all of the colors, bringing the darkness all the way down to the bottom. I think it just worked really, really well. So I hope I've inspired you with this necklace. I think that it is a really, really beautiful piece. This is, I bought some of these beads while I was in Tucson, right? Gorgeous. I love, and just could not stop myself, so I made more. Made this one. Got that from Tucson too. Isn't that pretty? I love sparkles, so this was just like, yeah, I'm all about that. I have 2 of these. Originally, I was going to make earrings out of them, and then I was like, no, it looks really good as a pendant. And last but not least, for the necklaces at least, is this guy. Again, more of the stuff that I got from Tucson. That's really what this has been all about for me, was just putting together jewelry that I could wear just for myself, using the stuff that I bought from Tucson, because it's been so long. So, and then last but not least, I put together some quick little earrings with some more things I got from Tucson. So I put together these guys. I love, love, love these. These came from Ava Motherwell. She has just the most amazing collection of hard to find things. Yeah, I'll have to post a link to her stuff. And then this little check glass, you know, just simple little fun stuff. Like, it takes all of about 5 minutes to put those together, but you know, it's for me. I'm wearing it around the house in my pajamas, and I don't care. And my Southern is showing. I can hear it. So I hope you guys are staying busy. I know it's just such a weird time, but I feel like, you know, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, and it is going to be here before you know it, and we'll be able to get pizza and donuts. And life will go back to some form of normalcy. But in the meantime, keep yourself busy. Post your socks. What do you got on your feet? Share it with everybody. Want to see what somebody else has on their feet? Tag them. Let's find out. It's completely unjewelry related, but I mean, if it makes you smile, why not, right? Why not? Definitely go over to jessiejamesbeads.com. Check out the buy 2 get 1 free on the bundles. Grab some beads, you guys. They are on hold with the shipping, but it's only going to be for a few more days. You're going to have beautiful beads coming at you. You know, it's good stuff. We can make this situation tolerable, right? I mean, because we have no choice. We can't control what is happening out there, but we can control what we're doing here. So make some jewelry just for you. Make some stretch bracelets. Check out yesterday's video on Jessie James Beads for the stretch bracelet tutorial that I did. And if you're really stuck in a rut and you need some inspiration, talk to the people in the Secret Stash group. So much inspiration, so much beautiful jewelry going on there, and some of the other beautiful jewelry groups that there are people to connect with, so don't feel like you're alone. All right, I know I talk too much. You guys, thank you so much for joining me this Friday. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of the day and a great weekend. I will see you guys again on Monday evening on Jesse James Beads at 7 p.m. I think. What day is it? You know, it's just one of those things. Like, what time is it? What day is it? I don't know. Just keep posted on the Jesse James Beads and you guys will know. I'll be there and we'll have another project. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Enjoy your weekend and I will see you guys again soon. Bye, guys.